my confident and honest Aries friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aries, this week begins with a flicker of restlessness just beneath the surface. You might sense a subtle tug-of-war between what you want to achieve and the demands life has quietly stacked on your shoulders. There is a pulse of urgency in the air, almost as if you're holding your breath between choices. It's not just about the outer world spinning faster. Inside, there's a quiet debate, a weighing of priorities that feels both familiar and exhausting. You may notice a longing to be seen as capable, even as you wonder if you're doing too much or not quite enough. This tension isn't loud, but it lingers in the background, an undercurrent that shapes the way you show up and the words you don't say. In the middle of it, there is a soft hope that you'll find steadiness, even as the week asks for more. Right now, you embody the spirit of the Two of Pentacles. Life isn't just busy, it's layered, complex, and sometimes precarious. You might be moving through your days like someone expertly juggling tasks, responsibilities, and shifting moods. There's an instinct for action, to respond, to manage, to keep everything afloat. But beneath the surface, a quieter truth pulses. Every decision, every request, every shift in your environment adds a small weight to what you're already carrying. You may feel pulled between obligations, work, relationships, personal goals, and each part demands a different version of you. Sometimes it feels like you're living in two worlds at once, one that expects you to keep up, and another that whispers about the cost of this constant balancing. You might notice moments when your energy dips, or when your attention slips because part of you is preoccupied with what comes next. There's a low-level tension in your body, a readiness to pivot at any moment, but also a yearning for a break from the endless motion. Maybe you find yourself questioning whether all this movement is leading you anywhere, or if you're simply cycling through the motions. Underneath, there's a desire for clarity, for the comfort of knowing what truly matters to you right now. And yet you keep moving, driven by a sense of responsibility, aware that letting go of even one thing could cause the rest to tumble. This is not a story of failure, rather it's a testament to your adaptability, your willingness to keep going even when the path is anything but simple. It's from this place, the balancing act, the private questions, the quiet endurance, that the week's path begins to take shape. The very act of juggling so much creates a momentum of its own, setting the stage for what unfolds next. Each choice, each adaptation, seems to open new doors and at the same time reveal fresh challenges. The world doesn't pause to let you catch up. The current of events keeps moving, nudging you toward decisions both large and small. And so your inner state gently shapes the outer landscape, inviting both opportunity and pressure as the days unfold. As the week develops, the energies of the King of Pentacles step in. The pace quickens, and you may find yourself in the thick of practical matters, money, work, or commitments that demand your steadiness. There is a pressure to be resourceful, to step up and manage not just your own affairs but perhaps those of others as well. The world seems to expect reliability from you now, as if you're the anchor in a sea of shifting tides. You may notice people leaning on you, seeking your advice, your decisions, your calm in the midst of uncertainty. This isn't always comfortable. The weight of expectation can feel both flattering and overwhelming, especially when you're already stretched thin. Momentum builds as the week progresses. Little by little, you might see the effects of your earlier choices, how saying yes in one place leads to more responsibilities in another. There is friction where your desire for autonomy meets the needs of those around you. Sometimes you might catch yourself wondering if you've become the stable one by default, holding things steady for everyone else while your own needs go unmet. The practical world asks for tangible results. It wants proof of your reliability, your competence, your ability to turn plans into reality. In this environment, it's easy to lose sight of what fuels you, to become so focused on what must be done that you forget what you want to do. And yet, when you look closer, there's a quiet pride in seeing what you can build and sustain. The road is not smooth, but your persistence is unmistakable. Every task completed, every challenge met, is a testament to your capacity to weather the pressures and keep moving forward. But none of this unfolds in a vacuum. The potential for growth, for something more meaningful, depends on how you meet these moments. It's not simply about surviving the week's demands, but about noticing what stirs beneath the surface each time you're asked to step up. The outer world's pressures can easily become noise, drowning out the quieter callings within. The difference between feeling consumed by responsibility and finding deeper meaning lies in whether you allow yourself to listen to those subtler signals. When you move through the week with awareness, when you pause to notice what you need and what you truly value, space opens up for insight and renewal. The door to greater possibility is unlocked not by doing more, but by being present with what's already here. Within this space of possibility, the High Priestess arrives. Her presence is not loud or forceful. She comes as a gentle invitation, a reminder that in the midst of all the motion and responsibility, there is wisdom waiting in the quieter corners of your experience. The growth available to you isn't something you can force. It comes from allowing yourself to tune in, to trust the subtle hunches or quiet feelings that arise when you slow down, even for a moment. This week, you may sense that answers aren't always found in action or achievement, but in listening to the voice that doesn't need to be explained. There is an inner knowing that surfaces when you let yourself rest, even briefly, from the roles you play for others. You might discover that you already hold the insight you're seeking. The High Priestess doesn't offer guarantees. She simply invites you to notice the wisdom you carry, the intuition that flickers when you're honest about what matters most. In these moments of quiet, you can recognize patterns, sense the truth behind your choices, and glimpse a steadiness that doesn't depend on external validation. This is not about escaping your responsibilities, but about meeting them with a deeper sense of alignment. Growth, in this sense, is less about striving and more about allowing clarity, allowing balance, allowing the quieter parts of yourself to have a say. In this gentle pause, something shifts. The week's challenges become not just tests of endurance, but opportunities for self-trust and renewed direction. All three cards, woven together, tell a story that is deeply personal but also universal. You begin the week in motion, balancing needs and desires, feeling the tension between what you must do and what you wish you could. The world meets you with demands, asking you to be steady, to hold things together, to show up in ways that stretch your capacity. But beneath these pressures lies a quieter current, an invitation to tune in, to listen for guidance that comes from within rather than outside expectations. The path is not simply one of doing or achieving. It's a journey of noticing, of letting your own wisdom guide you through the noise. The steadiness you seek is not just in your actions, but in your ability to pause and trust yourself. By week's end, the rush of responsibility may still be present, but you are no longer just reacting. You are responding with intention, allowing space for insight and finding reassurance in your own ability to navigate complexity. There is calm in this, a sense of being anchored not just by what you do, but by who you are becoming. Whatever the week brings, you carry within you the quiet assurance that balance and clarity are possible, even in the midst of motion. Actionable insights for Aries this week. This week's gentle tension invites you to test the balance between doing and simply being. Try pausing before you say yes and notice what you feel in your body. Let yourself do one small thing each day simply because it feels right, not because it's expected. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am present with what is here now. Each choice I make reflects what matters to me. I trust the quiet voice within me. Today I am balanced and steady. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.